Eyewitness News 4 at 10.
Hey, we're just trying to calm her down because she was crying.
Good Samaritans rescue locked in a hot pickup truck for more than an hour. We're there as police arrest her sobbing parents or guardians. The girl, who's just 5 years old, was taken to the hospital. Ryan Luby broke the story at 5, and Ryan, thank goodness for these people who were there to help.
Yeah, thank goodness, exactly. Had it not been for them, that girl may have died. Remember, it was 90 degrees this afternoon. And to think her parents or guardians were inside of a Home Depot the entire time she was crying for help, even after police showed up. We found them sobbing. We found them on the phone. The couple accused of leaving their girl to bake inside that red pickup truck appeared to be ashamed of themselves. Talk to these three people. They'll tell you the girl hardly stood a chance.
Screaming, sweating, unsure, very scared.
That's how Sheena Mayorga, her fiance Hector Ramirez, and their friend John Bodenheimer found the girl as she was crawling out of the truck's back sliding window.
We're just trying to calm her down because she was crying.
The three say the truck was off, the doors locked, the windows rolled up.
They weren't even cracked.
That's why they called 911. And that's why another customer and Home Depot employees ushered the girl inside to cool off and to give her water. John, Sheena, and Hector say the parents or guardians of the girl didn't walk out until 45 minutes after paramedics took the girl to the hospital. Not long after, they ended up in the back of squad cars. The Good Samaritans are sure thankful for that.
I hope they don't get the child back. They don't deserve the child if they're going to be doing that.
And they hope this story serves as a reminder of just how dangerous a hot car on a summer day can be.
I mean, they were in the store for over an hour.
Yeah.
That child could have easily have died.
Well, fortunately, we can tell you that that little girl should be okay tonight. Now, we are still waiting to find out who that couple is. It is still unclear what kind of charges they could face. Tom?
All right, Ryan. Children being left in hot vehicles is a huge problem across the U.S. According to kidsandcars.org, the highest number of fatalities in 1 year was back in 2010, when 49 children died after being left in hot vehicles. Last year, 44 kids died, and so far this year, 2014, 16 children have died from vehicular heat stroke, but it's still early in the summer, as we know. Thunderstorms are battering areas near the Albuquerque Metro tonight, and it looks like it is going to be a rainy night for a lot of us. Eddie Garcia joins us live from the Pinpoint 4 Storm Center. Eddie.
Hey, Tom, and you know the good part about this, the silver lining, if you will, is a lot of the rain we're seeing now is not severe. This is the beneficial, constructive stuff, but still there is that slight chance for flooding out west. Right now, though, we see some really nice showers just to the east of Crown Point and near the Albuquerque Metro. Some light stuff wanting to form. Better chances earlier this evening, but look at Eagle Nest out to the west right there. Some good rain that we're tracking. So yes, there is the slight risk for flooding tonight along the west. However, tomorrow may bring another round of severe weather. I'll show you where straight ahead in your full Pinpoint forecast.
Tonight, hundreds of people are pretty much stuck in the small village of Silay, north of Santo Domingo Pueblo. This afternoon, a storm washed out the main road to Silay. That's where our Caleb James is live tonight. Caleb.
And Tom, people in Silay down the road from us here say they cannot get in or out of their town. It's not the first time. It's because of what you see here down the road. That is really bad, especially for one family. They're about to have a baby. All this rain turned into all this water, turned into a crushing wall of mud and debris. And just like that, the main road into Silay, population 300, is a mess. Pipes meant to guide floods underneath, crushed by rushing water.
Right now it's kind of hard because my wife, she's pregnant. So she's due like maybe 2-3 weeks.
Pete Tenorio told us about this disaster, keeping him from getting back home. And when we got there, he was back again, trying to get across.
This is the second time. They barely finished it to where we can cross over. And sure enough, it just went through again. And now the pipes are down the ways and they're all crumbled up in the middle.
Karen Lovato says this is round 2. It's not even that bad this time. There's a rocky back way she can still use to get to Silay. Last time, her town was an island.
My best friend lives over there.
This time, it might as well be.
And we
can't drive because all the mud is just slippery.
Alternate routes take an hour. Those massive metal pipes you're looking at under this road supposed to guide floodwater underneath the road through those pipes. They were no match for the floodwaters today. We asked the what they are going to do now. He says they will start from scratch with a new design that hopefully will not include pipes, will include something a little bit stronger and more effective. Live near Santo Domingo, Pueblo, I'm Caleb James, KOB Eyewitness News 4.
Back to the drawing board. Thank you, Caleb. New Mexico police have a warning for drivers tonight. Watch out for falling rocks. They say a rock rolled off a mountain between Espanola and Taos and struck an officer's unit. Luckily, the officer was not hurt. Another claim of solitary confinement abuse emerges from a New Mexico County jail. This time, it's a Sierra County Detention Center in the heart of Truth or Consequences. The lawsuit claims the inmate lost 22 pounds in 18 days as a result of the conditions there. 4 News Side investigator Chris Ramirez has the story.
In 2012, Michael Faziani hit a pole at this TRC McDonald's in a rental car, and then he filed a false police report.
Tried to make it look like somebody had dinged him in a parking lot.
He went to jail for it, and the lawsuit states Faziano is bipolar, and so the Sierra County jail staff pushed him into solitary confinement right away so that they wouldn't have to deal with his mental illness.
In that period of time, his mental health had deteriorated so dramatically.
The lawsuit states his cell became foul-smelling and dirty. His cell had become so squalid, another inmate was ordered to clean it for him. And instead of treating his bipolar disorder, the suit claims jail staff over-medicated him by giving him narcotics like oxycodone and hydrocodone 4 times a day.
And in that time, he dehydrated. He lost 22 pounds in 18 days.
Jail administrators in Sierra County responded, and get this, they acknowledged that back in 2012, that facility had problems, which is why management of the jail was turned over to the Sierra County Sheriff earlier this year, and we're told that reform is already underway.
Training. It's always an issue. It's one of the issues that we, again, immediately identified.
Lieutenant Glenn Hamilton says there are new rules and policies regarding solitary confinement and admits that the mistakes of the past may hurt the jail's future.
I can tell you that any lawsuit with any small agency, it's going to hurt us there. When we're having to pay out lawsuits, then that means that's less money for operating costs later on down the road.
Chris Ramirez, 4 on Your Side.
Dozens of inmates who are being housed in the Roosevelt County Detention Center are back in Eddy County tonight following an accused murderer's escape. The Carlsbad Current-Argus reports 26 inmates were transferred back to Eddy County after Zenovio Mendoza assaulted a Roosevelt County employee and escaped. He led officers in a chase from Portales to Sudan, Texas, where he was arrested. A Metropolitan Detention Center inmate in Albuquerque is facing new charges tonight for escaping after hiding in a laundry basket. Kevin Perkins was in court today after escaping yesterday. The laundry basket was being taken to the county's alcohol treatment center, where Perkins jumped out and made a run for it. He was caught at a nearby apartment complex. The woman accused of kidnapping the 3 kids she had with her husband and hiding out in the UK will stay locked up in Albuquerque for now. Today, a federal judge ruled Eileen Clark, who has just been extradited, is not a flight risk. However, she'll remain behind bars until her next hearing. Tonight, Kai Porter talks to the man who has spent 19 years trying to find her and his kids.
It's a major step towards justice and closure for John Clark.
I'm glad that the justice system is finally prevailed.
His story made global headlines. John appeared on national TV shows like Dr. Phil. In 1995, Eileen Clark and their 3 kids disappeared without a trace from their home in Placitas. The kids were just 7, 5, and 2.
There's so many other ways if you want to leave someone, if you don't love them. You know, there's divorce, there's separations, so many other ways to handle it. I mean, you don't take off and take your kids and hide them for 16 years.
In 2008, the FBI found Eileen and the kids living in London. Eileen fought extradition, but ultimately lost. Her defense lawyers claim she fled to escape an abusive relationship and suffers from PTSD.
I don't like looking at this situation now where the press and other people are making it look like I'm the abuser when she's been married to another man who she ran off with over 15 years ago.
John has since reconnected with his two sons. They're now 25 and 26. But John's daughter refuses to speak with him. All three kids still live in England.
She told him I didn't love him. I loved my kids. I still love them. I mean, my heart was ripped apart when they were gone. What she did was she tore them down. She broke them down. She removed any memory of me, and then she rebuilt them the way she wanted. That is parental alienation, and that's exactly what she did to my kids, and they will attest to it today.
As for Eileen, she's awaiting trial and faces 3 years in prison if convicted.
A lot of people have said to me, you know, why don't you just let it go? But you know what? There's millions of people that have done this to their kids, and I said, if I don't stand up and fight for this, I go, people are going to be kidnapping their kids all over the place, and they are.
Kai Porter, KOB Eyewitness News 4.
More than half of the New Mexico veterans who were waiting for appointments a month ago with the VA in Albuquerque have now been seen. In early June, an audit revealed more than 1,000 veterans in our state were on a waiting list. That number has dropped to 482. The New Mexico VA system says that's because it and VA hospitals nationwide are working hard to speed things up. A big bank mistake accidentally gives a man $43,000 and he spends it all. He talks only to 4 next. Plus, we all get online freebie offers, but are they really free? We look into that.
You're watching KOB Eyewitness News with Tom Joles and Tessa Mentas, the team that stands for New Mexico.
It's one of the most popular stories on our Facebook page. A Roswell man deposits $430 but gets credit for $43,000. That man talks only to 4. Corey Courts makes $23,000 a year, so when the bank made the big mistake in November, he says temptation took over.
But in a way, it was kind of like a blessing out of the blue, too, because I'd never, had that kind of money to be able to buy things for my family and do things like that, like around the holidays.
Court says he bought Christmas gifts for his family and paid off some debt. It's up to Washington Federal, the bank, to file a civil lawsuit to get Courts to pay the money back. He says he's already voluntarily paid back some of the money. You're on Facebook and you see an ad pop up offering a free sample. All you have to do is click on the link. It's tempting. Our Nicole Brady clicked on those links to see if you can really get something for nothing.
There are all kinds of these websites out there. We have Freebie Shark, Hunt for Freebies, Freebies for Mom. These are called aggregator sites. They bring together a variety of free samples from all different companies, but they all have the same promise, basically, to save you money. But instead of saving you money tonight, maybe we can save you some time. Lotion, shampoo, toilet paper, diapers. Seems like you could cover your whole grocery list online for free.
Well, rarely is there something for free, and there's always some sort of a catch.
So there's no such thing as a free lunch, but what about a free beverage? A KOB employee decided to try and get some tea by simply watching a video. Click on that. Okay, now some questions. How often we drink tea, what brands we buy. After that survey, we're told the sample will arrive in 4 to 6 weeks. Not too bad. How about another one? Freebies Frenzy is promising to send us a load of summer samples. But this survey is a lot more intense, asking if anyone in the home has gout, autism, or hepatitis C. Are we taking any of these medications? This is personal, even embarrassing health information.
We have a number of different clients that are in the healthcare category.
Del Esparza of Esparza Advertising in Albuquerque says that's information companies like healthcare or medical product sellers can use.
It gives us as advertisers a lot of very good information. What we then do is subsequently serve content to you based on the information you provide. So we'll be able to serve you content on health issues relative to your own conditions.
Other questions our employee answered. Does she own a car, a home? Is she pregnant? Does she have more than $15,000 in student loan debt? On average, each free product required her to fill out 8 to 12 screens of questions. She signed up for more than 75 items. It took about 8 solid hours.
Our employee put down KOB as her address, and with more than 75 products, we figured we would just be inundated with packages here at the station. We set up a special box here in an office to collect all the packages we were expecting to get, but most days it's been empty.
Remember those Lipton K-Cups? We were told we'd get them in 4 to 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks, no tea. Several samples we signed up for told us sold out, but of course only after we did the long survey.
Do that, your requested sample enclosed.
In fact, after 6 weeks, only 3 of the more than 75 items have arrived, one of them damaged.
That's it. That's all we got.
In exchange, our employee voluntarily handed over what advertisers consider a gold mine of information.
Well, it's definitely not Big Brother looking over by any means, but we do have, based on the answers that they provide, willingly, they answer those, they give us those answers. We're able to provide them relevant content based on their answers. So content that hopefully that they're interested in.
Hopefully, but another side effect, an inbox full of spam. So, of course, you'll want to set up a special email address just for your freebies if you decide to get into this. Tom, back to you.
All right. Really don't think it's worth it, Eddie.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hey, I was driving around to grab a quick bite to eat for dinner, and I saw some lightning to the west of us.
You gave me a call about that on the dinner break.
I did, didn't I? Yes.
Yeah, we had some lightning, some thunder in Albuquerque. Not much rain.
No.
Wish we could have gotten more, but you know what? Our viewers are always the best about sending photos. Thanks to Cherry for sending this really beautiful shot of that lightning, which was, let's face facts, it was taunting us in Albuquerque. All right, we got just a little bit of rain in the metro, but a trace at that. Right now, what we're looking at is just very light stuff trying to fire up perhaps over the Northeast Heights and also southern portions of the city. The real rain, where you're going to see the more beneficial rain, is out toward the west near San Mateo right now. So at this point, we've taken down the severe warnings and for the most part, a lot of the watches, because a lot of this rain is light. It's beneficial. It's what we need. Don't be deceived, though. Some waterlogged areas near Santo Domingo Pueblo, that ground has absorbed all that it can. So even a little bit, and I mean a little bit of rain, can contribute to the flooding. So that is a concern for certain portions north of us. Then out toward the west into Catron County, we see some of that light rain sort of drifting toward the north and toward the west. For the most part, the storms have been sort of moving like a clock around the state. But locally, some of those storms have just been confused and they've just been sitting around. So that's what led to flooding earlier. Right now, just south of Tucumcari, near Jordan, we have a few rain showers. Nothing huge right now. We're thinking just very minimal collections overnight, but still, as an abundance of precaution, flash flood watch for certain parts of western New Mexico because that threat for heavy rain can happen. This is going to be in effect until about 6 in the morning. So for Albuquerque right now, yeah, we want the rain, but at this point, it doesn't look like we'll be getting much. Maybe a trace overnight, a few gusts, a few bursts of lightning, but at this point, all we can look at is our good humidity at the moment with a good dew point. So your headlines are telling us that we're going to try again tomorrow, and if we don't get it tomorrow, Thursday, and then once again Friday. But the storm is going to be doing it in a different sort of way. For instance, this cold front, which caused a lot of the storms, provided fuel for the showers today, well, that's going to be moving out. It will be causing the possibility of severe storms in the west. But Thursday and Friday, since that's gone, we're on our own. But moisture will slowly decrease. We can still see storms. You know why? Because we have some of that rain that's already on the ground. Once the sun heats it up, it'll evaporate. And when that basically when that happens, that forms new storms, recycling the rain, then it evaporates, and then you get the idea. So that will be Thursday through Friday, getting us our rain chances throughout most of northern and western New Mexico. Hey, even central New Mexico. We're going to cross our fingers for that one. Otherwise, for tomorrow, southwestern portions of the state, better chances than southeastern portions of the state. Poor Roswell, only a 10% chance of rain, but hey, look at your temperatures. Not too bad. Blessing in disguise there. Northern New Mexico for tomorrow, thunderstorms going to be firing up across the north and the west with generally nice temperatures, about 89 degrees with a 30 to 40% chance of rain for the midweek for Farmington, 20% by the weekend. Santa Fe and surrounding areas for tomorrow in the 70s and even mid-80s in Espanola. 50% chance of rain for the capital city with lower 80s. And for the East Mountains for tomorrow, we're talking mostly 80s, a 60% chance of showers. And then for Albuquerque, just a little 30% chance of rain, but that's okay because we're going to try again every day, each and every day through your 7 days here.
We can only try. Thank you, Eddie. Coming up next, we're going to give you a sneak peek at what the Aggies' new synthetic turf football field will look like and find out who's on top after day one of the Women's Golf Championship.